greatest battle rifle in American history. Then this showed up. Why? Between sidearm and rifle was a gap. Officers, drivers, medics, and others who needed a defensive lightweight weapon. The Garand was powerful but heavy. The Army needed something different. Winchester's design gave us a lightweight action, and the .30 carbine round was intended as a middle ground, more than a pistol, less than a rifle. That trade-off was the point. The .30 carbine isn't a rifle round. It was built for 100 to 200 yard defensive work. It had less recoil, faster handling, and magazine capacity that fit the unit's needs. The M1 Garand brings power and longer effective range. The carbine brings speed, lighter loadout, and faster reload. Which one is better depends entirely on the job. Officers, paratroopers, artillery crews, medics, communications, not infantry riflemen, were the main users. On a battlefield where mobility and immediate suppressive fire were critical, the carbine had advantages that the M1 Garand could not offer. Like anything else, the M1 Carbine did have its problems, but it wasn't inferior. It filled a certain role. The lesson here, small arms design is about trade-offs. Sometimes lighter is smarter. The Garand remained the king of battle lines. The carbine won different fights and protected different ones who served. The Ordnance Department even went so far as to outfit certain M1 carbines, testing them to fire rifle grenades. As seen here in this footage, the men are being taught how to install the adapter and actually launch the grenade itself. Hope you enjoyed this. If you like this archival type material, hit subscribe. Give me a like if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't, and drop me a comment. Let me know what you would like to see next, what you'd like me to see cover in the next video series. Thanks for watching, thanks for coming by, and I'll see you in the next one.